My name is Marjorie Cutler. Welcome to room 308 at Alfred Kramer Elementary School in Camden, New Jersey. This is my classroom, room 308. We are a group of students and a teacher who all stick together. We have a great learning community and learning environment. One of the most important things I believe a teacher needs to do is to be able to effectively manage the classroom. We have a protocol which a lot of us actually use in our classrooms, which is called hall. This is the reminder that is placed in the hallway for students. These are some famous halls here. So let's go in. And I want to just talk a little bit about the Archer and Hughes book, The Explicit Instruction, and how it has helped and is helping me to conform to be a better educator. We started with the 16 elements of explicit instruction. The three that I believe that have been really important for me in my classroom starts with number 2. Sequence skills logically. I am a self-contained teacher of 12 students, and there are times when as a teacher we think that we are saying something clearly, and then we realize halfway through the lesson or toward the end of the lesson, especially the exit ticket, the student does not understand. So I have been working on being better at sequencing the skills, giving the students a task analysis so that they can check off every single step as they go through the lesson. The other element I wanted to talk about is reviewing prior skills and knowledge before beginning instruction. We always, I think as educators, committing that assume-aside, that students know something when actually they don't. By getting a gauge of what they do know, it's going to help us as teachers get better prepared and be better effective at teaching our lessons. Sometimes I think we assume that because there are certain things at the grade level or the standards that we expect other teachers to have taught our students. But we can never again make that assumption, and we need to start where our students are so that we know how to better prepare the lessons. Number 12 is monitor student performance closely. This one has been really mind-opening for me. I used to collect the papers, grade them, and give them back. I no longer do that. I walk around more. I will have many conferences with the students so that if they're not on the right track, I try to get them on the right track. I will say to them, well, let's rethink it. Let's talk it out with a partner, so that they have an idea that they're close to being where they need to be as far as learning a task, a skill, or giving me an answer in a classroom. In providing practice, I think about how there are times that as teachers we don't give our students enough practice. So that has been another thing that I've been working on since I've been taking this classroom. Establish that students are capable of completing the task. The goal is always for the students to have rigor, but I think in having that rigor we also have to be mindful that students with special needs have certain ways in which they need to be able to tell us what they know, and not such a normal or format that some teachers are not used to. So I do allow my students a little more leeway, and if they can't write a sentence, that they may be able to draw a picture to let me know that I know they're close to knowing what that skill is. Providing prompts when needed. I try to be very mindful when I provide prompts to students. Especially when I think about giving students prompts in terms of when I'm teaching guided reading. There's a big difference between having a student where there's a language barrier and a student who has special needs. The student who has the language barrier, the prompt should not be the same for the student who has special needs. For example, Students who are English language learners usually, usually drop the ing and the ed and inflected endings, as whereas the students who have special needs, it most times could be a processing disorder. So those prompts should never be the same. The prompt should be appropriate for the student so that they then are able to respond correctly or be able to perform the task or skill. Establishing routines to facilitate independent practice. Sometimes this can get a little dicey for me because I have students who have pull-out mandates. So I really have to get a little more adept at being able to do that. Here is the model that is in our book, the I do, we do, you do with a partner, you do it independently. This is not the model in the book, but this is the model that I use because most times my students are not ready to do it independently. So I felt it was important to put in that you do it with a partner so that after the we do,